here before? Who's come to this event before? This is my second year. I got to do it last year. I love it. It's amazing. So I'm back here, and this time you get to see me more. So hopefully you enjoy that. We have a great show for you tonight, though. We have a headliner, Lori Gibbs. Yay! She can hear you in the back. There we go. That's a lot better. Yeah, we got a couple people. One person, not so Edmonton. The other person, pretty Edmonton. They're going to be here to help us get through the night and get you laughing, get you ready for the headliner. So let's give it up for them because they can also hear you. How's everybody doing tonight? How's everybody's pride? Yeah, I don't call it pride anymore. I call it, how to avoid my exes at all costs. Yeah, when you put that many gay people in a small area of the city, you're bound to run into them, right? It's like playing Operation. You want to pretend like you can get that heart out, but you see your ex and it's like, ah! Like, fuck! I do have a heart. And then you go cry at Black Dog or something. That's where I did most of my crying this year. I don't know. Oh, man. Let's talk about, do we want to talk about vagina genetics? I don't know. Does anybody believe that's a thing? Vagina genetics? I'll tell you how I came to the idea of thinking that. I went back home for a few weeks, and I'm from a really small town, and when you're in a small town, it's like you have 2 family doctors for the entire town, right? Yeah, you're shaking your head. Do you come from a small town? Sort of. Where do you come from? You don't know. Not a small town that you don't even know the name of it. Perfect. It's like, it comes from Whoville or something. Do you know where it come from now? It's this isn't a relationship. This isn't Facebook. I'm not asking you. Do you want to be in a relationship with me? It's complicated. Okay. Where near Ottawa? I'm from Ontario. I've never heard of a city called suburbs. Okay, we'll leave you alone. Maybe you'll figure out the name of your town. I don't know. I come from a place called Mitchell. Have you ever heard of it? No. It's near where Justin Bieber was born. Okay, where is that? Do you know where that is? Stratford. See? That's how I get it. I'm 10 minutes away from that. Right? Everybody's like, where's Mitchell? I'm like, it's near where Justin Bieber was born. Everybody's like, oh, I get that. I know where that is. So I come to this small town and we have like 2 doctors. So when I was back home, I realized that my family doctor saw every single vagina in my family. Everywhere from like my grandmother all the way down to my niece. All of them. Like I just wondered if like the doctor could look at a vagina in our family and just be like, oh yeah, you're related. Like you have your mother's hairline. Your left labia is a little bit shorter than your right, just like your sister's.
You guys can see that?
I have my mom's hairline if you're wondering.
There's a girl that
gets a little choppy up top, I've had the pleasure of knowing what I'll be like when I'm older in that area.
I need a rubber for you to remind her.
I don't know if anybody's starting to get gray hair. Anybody get the gray hair down there? Yeah, neither. I didn't either. No. I was hoping for solitude in like, a group of people, but no, fine, nobody wants to talk about it.
She's taking orders over there.
I don't know, I have a fear of dating. I don't know if anybody else has a fear of dating. Yeah? One person? The one person in the room who's not been jaded is somehow trucking along still. She has enough energy to still yell. I did just get into a relationship though, and we had this weird discussion about like getting a boob job, right? Like making your boobs bigger. We had this discussion, and I like started to freak out. Because one of the reasons I started dating her was because she doesn't really have a lot of boobs. I know what to do with that. Yeah, like you give me a set of boobs, and I have no idea. You know what I mean? I just panic, and I'm just like,
That's me.
just split them. Just like, put the nipple off like a side dish, you know? Just throw it over to the side. Yeah. Little guacamole in the center.
Yeah,
there,
the
you know?
two
Little nipping dip.
Oh, the two bears.
Do you like guacamole, sir?
There's two new people here that need to order too, and if you get a
but it
chance.
runs really quickly. It ends up like in your belly button. Yeah. And I find that you need to date a little bit older women to get that. You know, there's the only nipple that will reach down there. I've never had that happen when I told the chick. Oh, I'm not old and I can reach there. Is that what that was? That's a myth. Wait, who just yelled that? That's a myth? Yours are so perky? Yeah? Guacamole for her! I don't know how. I feel that if I ever worked in a restaurant, it'd be horrible. I'd be like, saggy boobs, ranch dressing for this one, right? Oh, you got perky boobs. Give her some guac. I have no idea how I'm making that. Yeah. Anyway. That's good. That's my fear, though. I don't know. I actually just did this thing recently. I bought a strap-on for the first time. This one can get a little awkward. This joke might get a little awkward. Because as I look in the front row, I see my girlfriend's dad. And just to clarify, I've never met him before. So here we go. So I bought a strap-on for the first time, believe it or not, okay? And I was like, oh my god, strap in. Yeah, and like, I came home and I was super excited, you know, to use it. And I was, it's kind of like kid at Christmas, right? I'm just like all excited. I'm like, babe! She just looks at me and she's just like, that's it? Yeah. I was just like, God, I bought modestly. So I felt like a dude, you know? My ego was crushed. I didn't know if I'd be able to get it up after that. But then I thought about it and I was like, you know what? I don't have anything to worry about because I can buy bigger. Right? I can. And then I'll have a toolbox. Right? It'll be called my Dyke and Pecker toolbox. Everything in it, you know? Saturday night, I'm just going to open it up and just be like, what do you want tonight? You know what I mean? We got like, you know, we got like colosso and we have ribbed. What do you want? You know? That's not what I do on Saturday nights. Orange is the New Black is coming out though. That's right. If I ever get dead silence, I'll just mention that. June 17th, Orange is the New Black. Yes! I love it. It's awesome. How was your Pride? Oh, jeez. 2 people over there enjoyed Pride. That's it, just 2 people. It was good? What'd you do for Pride?
Day drunk.
Who's answering for her? Like, do you need to come sit beside her, put your hand up her ass? Just make her talk? I don't know. No. Do you know? Oh, okay. That would have been a little bit stranger, right? I don't know. Okay, so day drunk. Does that go for both of you? No. I have no part in whatever. Day drunk volunteer. You were a day drunk volunteer? Oh, you're the volunteer. I got you now. I got you. I was like, day drunk. Who hires the volunteers? She's been drinking. Mickey? Does Mickey hire the volunteers? Oh, he's drunk now. Is what Mickey, is it your birthday? Is it? It was yesterday? Oh, I missed it. So we're gonna all have to sing. I feel that's how we have to do it. I don't know if there's anybody who worked in a restaurant or dances and like show tunes. Anybody? Yeah. Yeah, one person. Okay. So what I'm going to do before I bring up our first comedian here is I'm going to get all of you to sing as loud as you can. Happy birthday for Mickey. On the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mickey. Happy birthday to you.
All right, you guys ready to get the show started? All right, our first comedian tonight. He used to live in Red Deer, but we kidnapped him because he's that funny. We brought him. Don't worry, his mom knows. Don't worry. Give it up for Tobin Spencer Lang.
What's up? Yeah. Oh, it's working. All right. Sweet. Doing great so far. What's up, yuckers? Okay. I guess we'll start there. Hopefully it gets better. I'm just going to give you a little bit of a forewarning before I get going here. My jokes aren't actually that funny. I think the real reason people laugh at the things I say is because I look like an anorexic Ed Sheeran. But I sound like Shaquille O'Neal. So if there's any blind people in the audience, I am sort of misleading you. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about myself. So I am bisexual. Thanks. So I'm bisexual, which is weird because I don't really like people. And yet, I'm attracted to all of them. And yet, still it would seem I'm attractive to none of them. So I'm single. Thank you for not looking surprised. Feels good. No, I'm single. I think part of the reason why I'm single is because I look like uncomfortable in my body, which is fun because other people also look uncomfortable with me in their bodies. Again, thank you for not looking surprised. Still feels good. Alright, I'm going to keep telling you more about myself. So, I was born October 25th, 1996. I didn't pick it, like... So, October 25th, 1996. I was born about 11 days late. So if you work backwards, 9 months and 11 days, you end up on Valentine's Day. And it's super weird knowing how Valentine's Day 1996 went down. My dad comes home for work, just so many gifts, like Tiffany boxes, left, right, and center. My mom forgot to get a gift. There you go. You got there. I had to wait because I know that shit was funny. Guys, I was literally good to my dad. like Googling like hospital return policy question mark. Worst gift ever. Alright, on the time up here. So yeah, I was born in 1996. So that means I'm 19, which is fine, I guess. But I don't really say like important things, which I think you've all noticed by now. Just fine. It's like I think that's just part of being 19. Some people say I should do like more political stuff. That's a horrible fucking idea. Who the fuck wants a 19-year-old's opinion? Like a 19-year-old's opinion is like herpes. Because I don't want a 19-year-old's opinion. But I have a 19-year-old's opinion. Alright, you guys have been a ton of fun. That's all the time I have, so.
Who dates younger than I? Not that we want to date younger than. Oh, now we're having conversation. I know it's the best friend going, you do date younger. You do. Oh, I know, because we like to deny it. When we date younger, we're like, no, we don't. They're not that young. Right? Until you ask them if they watched a specific movie. They're like, oh my god, the Goonies is playing at Metro, and they go, the what? And you're like, shit. I think the good one to use in Edmonton is if they've never heard of The Roost. They're too young. Right? That's a good one, right? That doesn't go over well anywhere else. I can't be in Toronto and be like, have you heard The Roost? Actually, works to my advantage. They don't have The Roost.
I wonder.
Anyways. You guys enjoying the night so far? Do you know where you're from yet? No? Okay. She's up for adoption if anybody wants her. So you do date younger? Oh yeah. One time. Are you still with that person? Oh. Was it because they were younger? Yes! What was, you know what's really funny about this table? I ask one person and all their friends answer. Like, I can't talk to any one of you as a singular. So why do you guys think it broke up? And like, yeah, but like, why? Like,
Oh, that's bad. What?
She could just be uneducated. I would break up with someone over being uneducated rather than being too young any day. Is she here? Oh. I was like, that's weird. We're talking about like she's not even here. Super smart and really nice. Doesn't know Nirvana.
Doesn't know Nirvana? Oh my god.
Alright, let's keep this show going. We're going to bring up our next comedian. He is originally from Calgary. Super funny guy, but the UK is stealing us. He's going to be moving. So let's give it up for Brandon Craig.
Lord, I hit her in the head on the way out. Guys, folks, I'm moving to London, England. Yeah. It's funny. I'm doing it for comedy, and it's kind of brilliant because I realized. Wait, did that mic just turn on? Sweet. Guys, I'm moving to London, England. But I'm doing it for comedy, and I realized that even if it doesn't go well, I could just lie. Like, I could just make a bunch of shit up. Like, I could just tell my mom that in London, England, I'm Ricky Gervais. She's like, how did that work? I'm like, I don't know, something with time zones. It's weird. Very successful. And then here's the other thing. I don't even actually have to technically move to London. Like, I could just shack up in a motel somewhere. So my mom thinks that I'm in London, England, being Ricky Gervais. Meanwhile, I've committed suicide months ago. Okay. I'm sorry. I feel like I need to win you back. Did you guys know that I'm gay? That's another fun thing. Hey! That's good. Check it out. I got this really cool tattoo. Any Zelda fans out there? It's the Pride Force from The Legend of Zelda. Yes. And it's cool because, like, for me, it gives me the strength, wisdom, and courage to just blow a bunch of weirdos. It's fun. Hey, are we lesbians? Lesbians, you guys in the house? I love lesbians, but I've been baffled about lesbian sex because I've been thinking about it and I can't figure out like what the finishing move is. You know what I mean? Chasm. Perfect. But this is the thing. I think if you guys use the baseball metaphor, like lesbian sex is like first base, second base, third 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 base, second. Nice. Third base, third base, first, third, and then you adopt a dog or something. Oh, goodness. And then gay sex is fun too. Gay sex, I don't think you guys know, it's a lot of ass fucking. But straight people get very uncomfortable when you bring it up, and I personally think that every guy, gay or straight, should be just sticking things into their butt because it's like you have a prostate in there, right? And your prostate is a sex organ, which means that most guys have a whole sex organ that they don't even use. That's crazy. That's like walking around with a blindfold your whole life and you're like, what? Shapes? Colors? No thanks, faggot. Yeah, gross. This is weird. I can't get a read on you guys. How about this? Are we Ernest fans? Did you guys watch Ernest movies growing up? Hey. I love Ernest movies. You've got all your favorites. You've got Ernest Goes to Camp. Ernest Saves Christmas. Ernest Goes to Jail, which if you take it as a trilogy is a haunting tale. You're like, why did Ernest go to jail? I hope it's Christmas, because if not... It's pedophilia. And then I like Ernest movies because there's like there's a scene in every Ernest movie which I love where Ernest is confronted with a problem and his solution is to dress up as an old lady, which is a sweet move. Like I wish that I had the balls to do that. Like every time my mom calls me up and is like, Brandon, you need to start getting a career, I could be like, this is Aunt Frida? Could I borrow $40 for hips? Is it a convincing old lady costume that Ernest wears? Not in the least. If you watch like movies like Mrs. Doubtfire, you're like, yeah, that's an old lady. You watch Ernest movies, you're like, Jesus Christ, who made a Frankenstein monster out of every Golden Girl? Because and it doesn't even work half the time, which makes me think that maybe Ernest wasn't like a great problem solver as much as he was just secretly genderqueer. Like there should be a last Ernest movie called Ernest Tells Ernest the Truth about Ernest. Or the importance of being earnest. You're literary. I don't know, man. I've been thinking about road rage a lot lately. Road rage is weird. I don't suffer from road rage myself, you guys, but I have been in the passenger seat as a friend of mine just yells at a Ford Fiesta like it's a Ford father figure. And it's crazy because, like, you know, Canadian society, we're so polite, right? We're all like, please, thank you, you're welcome, I'm sorry, and day to day. But we get behind the vehicle and we're just like, everyone else is an asshole. And I'm their king. Like, it's so crazy. Like, day to day, you don't see that anger. Like, I've never seen someone behind a slow walker just whip out an air horn and be like, bah, bah, get the fuck out of the way! You asshole! I'll kill you! The police should take away your shoes! Crazy. I don't know, man. It's so funny. I also, hey guys, here's one story. I was at a party recently because I'm fucking cool, and I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was just like kind of asking her, you know, what she was taking in university, and she told me that she was majoring in shark history. I said, that's not a real thing. She was like, yes it is. And I tried to convince her. I was like, that's fucking silly. And she was like, hey, there's nothing silly about shark history. Fuck you, there's everything silly about shark history. Clearly you're not imagining in 1865 where Abraham Fang Lincoln gets shot in the back of the head by John Wilkes Tooth in a playhouse just filled with sharks. Which means, you guys, that those sharks are putting on plays. Like there are actor sharks, like sharks when they were little kids, their dads were like, you gotta swim around and bite shit, and they're like, I'm going to Hollywood! Shark history. The fuck teaches a shark history? Where are you learning that? At a beach, listening to seashells? Is everyone in here a shark historian? I don't know. It was a weird set. I feel like I opened by telling you guys that I wanted to kill myself, and we've never really bounced back. God damn. Hey, let's make fun, let's make fun of religion for a bit, huh? You know, you know, you guys are a welcome crowd. A lot of crowds are like, don't make fun of religion, but you know what, fuck it, I'm gay, they started it. Yeah. And you know what? Believe in God, don't believe in God, whatever. What really bothers me is just like the fantasy part of it all. Like demons. Like we can all agree that there's no such thing as demons, right? Hey, you guys might be demons. Got it. I hope not. Don't believe what the Westboro Baptist Church says about you people. Bunch of assholes. But in the real world, no such thing as demons. Like, you couldn't call your boss and be like, hey, I'm possessed by a demon. They'd be like, yeah, we know you drink. That demon has a name and it is bourbon. But if you went to a priest and said the same thing, hey, I'm possessed by a demon, they'd be like, ah, darn, not a demon. That sucks, man. Don't worry, we're gonna start praying for you right away. That usually clears it up. Well, Father, without work, I've never believed in the power of prayer. My prayers are as real as your demon. Then the other thing too is the phobias. That's what I find troubling. Like, you guys know that there's some fundamentalist Christians out there that build camps for gay people to go to where they try and teach them not to be gay anymore. Yeah, you know what? Right off the bat, camps for gay people. I don't know how familiar you are with World War II. It's a red flag. And then also, it's so one-sided because, like, you know, we're not building camps for Christians to go to where we teach them not to be Christian. Mostly because we don't have to. Those exist, and they're called universities. I have no idea how long I've been up here. I'll tell you this thing, I'll get out of here. I actually, you know, Nadine was talking about growing up in a small town. I also grew up gay in a small town. If you want to know what kind of town it was, at one point they wanted to build the world's largest motorcycle. Because, of course they did. What else are they going to build? Tolerance? Forget it. Build that big motorcycle. But, it's so fucked up. And I remember growing up there, you know, I was in the closet all through high school. I was too afraid. And I knew of 2 other gay people in my school, one of whom was in the closet, also in the Christian rock band, which I find hilarious. Because I've been looking high and low for proof that Christian rock bands suck dick, and I think that I got it. Then the other guy was this guy, Eric Pentland, right? Eric, he came out in I believe it was grade 9, and my small town was terrible. Everybody instantly started stereotyping him. Like, there would be just a bunch of drunk Albertans at parties being like, look at gay old Eric Pentland over there. How dare he be friends with all the girls? What is his secret? What is he doing? Listening to them and treating them like people? Instead of drinking at them? But it was fucked because Eric was also ground zero gay. He was first contact, so whatever he did was like the stereotypes. They'd be like, yeah, gay old Eric Pentland, competitive swimmer, need I say more? And then everybody wanted to kick this guy's ass, and I was in the closet, so I too wanted to fucking kick his ass. And I remember trying to tough talk with all the popular boys, but I just wasn't very good at it. So I'd be like, oh yeah, gay old Eric Pentland, you know what I'm going to do to him? I'm going to just wait till it's him and me alone. I'm going to slowly wrestle him to the ground. I'm going to look him right in those big, dumb, gay, hazel eyes. I'm going to say, we're going to figure this out together. Here's the craziest part about that town, you guys. They wanted to build the world's largest motorcycle, didn't end up going through with it because they didn't have the money. And there was this one town councilor that like couldn't let it go. And they put up this sign that you could read as you drove into town, and I shit you not, it said this. It said, welcome to Fairview. We may not have the world's largest motorcycle, but we got a lot to offer. What? There's so much here, we're going step by step, folks. So, welcome to Fairview. Pretty good start. Some people would say, stop. That's a sign. Others would add, we may not have the world's largest motorcycle. Guess what? No one expects you to. Did not need clearing up. And then, this is my least favorite part, but we got a lot to offer. It's so wimpy. It's like, but we got a lot to offer. We got so much to offer. It's like, what did you just get dumped? And is your girlfriend now dating a town that has the world's largest motorcycle? Like, there should be a sign as you get out of town saying, now leaving Fairview. Please don't leave Fairview! Guys, I love you. I gotta go. Enjoy your show.
I was like, where am I? I'm the one here.
Craig, everyone! Really sad to see him leave. He's a really good guy. Oh, man. Are you guys enjoying everything? Make sure you guys are enjoying your nights. Yeah, we're like one. We got a headliner coming up, Lori Gibbs. We got to give her a lot of energy. Yeah, exactly. She's super funny. Yeah. Is that good? What are you eating? Pardon me? Oh, not guacamole. Okay. You said you loved it. I was just checking. I don't know. I have a 17-year-old son. So I get to be called Mom, which is awesome. Lots of times, maybe not so much in this group of people, but lots of times I get looked at and get two questions. One of them is, are you old enough to have a 17-year-old son? Yes. Yes, I am. Thank you. The other question, which they don't ask so much as judge me with their eyes, right? They just kind of look at me, and in their mind they're just like, what dude would look at you and be like, I want to get it in? Why are you awing? I don't want dick near me. Don't awe me. Besides, it was a gay guy. That's how I did it. Which means, since 1999, I've been stealing gay men's sperm one disco ball at a time. That's what I think. The funny question I get asked when people find that out, because it's not something that everybody, encounters, is, well, if you're gay and your son's dad is gay, is your son gay? I was like, that's completely logical, right? My parents are straight and I'm gay. Right? But I was like, you know what? Thank you for bringing it up, because it does bring up a really special moment that I had with my son. He came out to me, actually. That's the proper place for that. Yeah, he just came up and he's like, Mom, I like women. Get the fuck out. Get out, because we don't need your heteronormative bullshit at our dinner table. You know what I mean? What is grandma going to think when you bring a woman home? She's not going to understand where things go. I don't know. Screw grandma. What about Ellen DeGeneres? You know what I mean? Can't you take my L card away for something like that? You're not producing gay children. This is wrong. Give me your plaid and L card. You're out of here. I don't know. We're super, I had them when I was super young, obviously, so sometimes when we go out, we have really weird things happen. And this one time we were at Tim Hortons, not too long ago, we were standing in line, and this guy came, we were downtown Tim Hortons, by the way, and this guy came up to us and he was just like, hey, school out early today? 15 years ago, yeah. Super long spare, dude. And he was like, oh, I thought you guys were dating, like you were boyfriend and girlfriend. And I was like, yeah, I like Stacy's mom. I got it going on. He did not look happy. We walked out of Tim Hortons and I was just like, it's okay, dude. Like, whatever, it's gonna happen, Like, that's what happens. And he's like, no, it's not that we're mistaken for boyfriend and girlfriend that's like, bothering or confusing me. It's why we weren't mistaken for boyfriend and boyfriend. I was actually having a conversation with my son today, and he let me know that his best friend thinks that I look more like a boy than he does. And I said, game on, son, let's see who can get this done. I always wanted to be a super cool mom, though. I didn't want to be like any normal mom. Like, my mom used to call my cell phone. I don't know if this ever happened to anybody here. My mom would call my cell phone, and this is how the conversation would go with my answering machine. Hello? Hello? Nadine? Hello? Why do you have a cell phone if you never answer it? Click. That's a conversation. I don't want to be that kind of mom, you know what I mean? I don't want to be that mom. So I decided that I was going to do something really cool. And I bought my son a porn magazine. That's a good response. Because you're like, why the hell would you do that with the internet and such? Right? Well, because I want to teach him the struggles of the men before him. You know? Like when you have a magazine in one hand, like you gotta figure out how to hold that, you know, to properly prop it and stuff. Yeah, and all of a sudden, like the chip bag clips started going missing in my house. That's a life hack right there. You know what I mean? You figured that out. But I didn't want him to get like, you know, cocky and take it to school and be like, oh, look at the relic my mom got me. And then I get a phone call home and it'd be embarrassing for everyone, you know? So I decided that I was going to put mom notes in it. Because I figured that that would help. So like you'd open up and you get, you know, your first page and you have like Angela and she has her breasts, you know? And you just put a note on it that's like, don't forget to turn out the lights. Then you get to the centerfold where you have Julie, legs spread. Just a little note, just pop it on there. Don't forget to feed the cat. And then you save the best for last, which is like the menage a trois, you know? And you just like post it on there, just be like, don't forget to call grandma. I thought it was really funny until I realized that I can't afford the therapy bills. You know, a few years from now, he's going to be like getting on with some girl, and he's just going to be like, babe, hold on one second. Hey, grandma? I was just thinking, yeah, I love you too. Yeah, I was just thinking about you. But I got to get going because I got to go turn out the lights and feed the cat. Something like that, right? The funny thing about life is having to like talk about death while you're alive, right? Like, for instance, my mom was like, I'm gonna get you guys to split up my ashes. Like every single one of you is gonna take a little bit of my ashes, right? And my sister was like, hell no. No, not taking them at all, right? And I was like, how do you even split up ashes? Like how do you do, like a soup ladle? Like, do you dip a soup ladle in there? I don't know. And if you open the ash bag too fast, it's like, have you ever opened up a flower bag? With like aggressive force? In your face, do not breathe in ashes. You know what I mean? Like, my mom is not Patrick Swayze, I'm not Whoopi Goldberg, and this is not Ghost. You know what I mean? It's not happening. But the best way to do it is a measuring cup. Because it's even. 2 cups of mum for everyone. No arguing. But the reason why my sister didn't want it was because she thought she'd be haunted by my mom. That's what she thought. She was like, no way, because she'll haunt the shit out of me. Well, why don't we get the ashes compressed into a diamond? Did you know you could do that? Yeah, you could get it compressed into a diamond, okay? But then I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? I live on 118th Ave. I would get robbed of my diamond. You know what I mean? So you just come out, stand in front of me, just run away, and I'd just be like, yeah, well, that's your problem now. You know, I'd walk away. He'd be at home, and he would just hear like,